Thanks for tuning in to our very first episode of GC Wired. I'm Chris Andrews.
And I'm Jackie Bostic.
Now in the past, GC Wired has brought to you news bulletins about campus news, no more than just 2 or 3 minutes each. But now GC Wired is committed to bring you a full variety of programs to keep you informed about what's happening on campus and in the community. To some, giving blood is a simple act of kindness, but to others, it saves lives. The American Medical Student Association hosted a blood drive this past Monday. Students and faculty across campus donated blood for others in need. For a number of students, giving blood just seemed like the right thing to do.
I think everyone should donate blood if they are able to, just because 1 pint of blood can actually help up to 3 different people. And the person who needs the blood is actually in more pain than you while you're donating it. So it's definitely something simple that you can do to just give back.
A group of students silently protested for equal rights for gay men and women in America this past Monday. Members from the Gay Straight Alliance hosted the first ever equality face painting, where members painted rainbows, peace signs, and other equality symbols on students' faces and hands.
Everybody deserves the same rights for everything. I mean, we're all people. Everybody should get a fair shake.
Equality is appreciating the differences between you and me and enjoying the way that we live each other's lives. Not necessarily trying to be like one another, but appreciating the differences.
The Gay Straight Alliance is one of the many clubs at Gulf Coast State College.
Students are drawing on walls, and some of them aren't getting in any trouble for it. Spike Soup's Lauren Anderson has the latest on how the visual and performing arts students are bringing the walls at the Amelia Center to life.
Hello everyone, I'm here in the Amelia Tapper Center in the Fine Arts Building with Miss Christina Sims. Hello.
Hello.
We are here discussing the wall here. They just painted chalkboard paint on the walls, and it turns out that anyone, art students or not, can come and draw on the wall. We have right now a theme of monsters, and Christina is working on hers. How do you feel about your current creation?
It's very creative. Not sure what I'm really drawing, just being creative.
Okay, so right now she's just shading the chalk to make it look realistic type of shading. So when exactly did they just put these, when did they put the chalkboard paint up?
This week, Tammy had student helpers paint the wall, and yesterday I think is when they finished painting everything.
Well, how do you feel about it? Do you think this is a good idea, or do you think this is like something bad, like students are just going to put like profanity on the wall or what?
Oh no, I think it's super cool. I mean, you can express yourself any way you want, and I think that's what we need to do, is to be able to express ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm. I noticed most people are just drawing on this wall. Why is that? Like, there's still chalkboard paint on the other wall.
Yeah, I think this side she's just going to use for announcements only. As you can see, there's a tack board there. So I think just this side is going to be students' availability.
Okay, so this side is student creations, and this is information posted for the students.
Right.
That is really cool. Well, thank you for letting me interview you today.
You're welcome.
Christina.
Thank you.
For Spike Soup Productions, I'm Lauren Anderson.
Thanks, Lauren. Check out those amazing chalk drawings anytime this week in the Amelia Tapper Center.
To find out more about what the visual and performing arts students are doing next, we head over to Josh at our entertainment desk.
The visual and performing arts students will also present Alice's Adventures in Wonderland in the Amelia Tapper Center Theater from November 12th through the 20th. The story is inspired by Lewis Carroll's classic Alice in Wonderland and is adapted by Deborah L. Funk. Shows for Fridays and Saturdays will be 7:30 p.m. with matinees on Saturdays, Sundays, and November 19th at 2:30 p.m. Tickets for adults are $10, with tickets for children under 18 at $5. And also, it's free for college students if you got your student ID with you.
Help fight against breast cancer and see a show at the same time. The Scream for the Cure will be November 5th at 7:30 p.m. at Kaleidoscope Theater in Lynn Haven. The entertainment for the night will include the encore performance of the thriller I'll Be Back Before Midnight, and a wine and cheese reception will follow shortly. Admission is $20, and all proceeds will go to Making Strides for Breast Cancer.
The Science and Discovery Center is hosting a new exhibit, Eat Well, Play Well, now through January 8th. The new exhibit uncovers the science behind wellness and nutrition through a variety of hand-on activities that are appropriate for the whole family. The cost is $3 per person. The center will also host a Race for Good Health on November 5th, which will include health and fitness demonstrations, presenters, and cooking demonstrations. Family activities will include mini relays, such as three-legged races as well as egg races. Now, let's head over to Mike at the Sports Center.
Here you go, Mike.
All right, thanks. The women's volleyball season just wrapped up, but our men's basketball season is about just to get started. Earlier, I spoke with Coach Powell, the men's basketball coach, and here's a clip of that interview.
I was looking through the website, and I noticed that through our sports, through the sports teams, that we lost 27 sophomores that graduated. How many were on our men's basketball team?
Well, we had 7 sophomores last season. 6 of those men graduated, which is outstanding, almost unheard of. So we're proud of those guys. 6 of the 7 also went on to 4-year institutions to play basketball. So I'm proud of those guys for that. And they're spread out all over the country, from Texas to Missouri up to Boston, Massachusetts. So they left here and spread out. But you know, we're proud of that, but quickly in coaching and in athletics, you move right on to the next season and you look to tackle the next challenge.
All right. So what is the direction that our program's heading?
Yeah, well, we're right now we're in the process of getting ready for the first game, which is November 1st. You know, so we practice at least a couple hours a day. We lift weights 3 times a week. Then we have some conditioning and film sessions on top of that. So right now we're in the process of preparation, and that's where we are. That's where the program's headed right now. Men usually, if you include 4 hours a week of study hall, I require about 22 hours, a little more than that, a week of the men. Then they have to go to class and, you know, eat and sleep. And of course, they're college students like everybody else. They want to have a little bit of free time to enjoy life. So right now, that's where we're headed. I feel like we're on the path to a good season. We were able to be successful recruiting-wise, and we have some good athletes on the roster this year that are fast, quick, can jump high. Should be exciting for fans, for students, and people in the community to come watch us play. So I'm really, really excited about the direction we're headed right now.
You can see more of my interview with Coach Powell at gulfcoast.edu/GCWired. Our team at Spike Sue Productions will bring you more as the season progresses. Back to you.
What is literally becoming a smoking hot topic is the smoking ban coming to the Gulf Coast campus. It is also the subject of this week's issue in debate. Beginning January 2012, GCSE will become a smoke-free campus. The decision was made September 15, 2011, through the college's policy implementation process by the District Board of Trustees. According to an email sent by student support, the policy states the inhaling, exhaling, burning, or carrying of any lighted smoking material, including cigarettes, cigars, pipes, or electronic cigarettes, is prohibited on college property. It also excludes other smokeless products such as chewing tobacco. The issue raises whether or not the campus should ban smoking altogether, or whether the campus should continue to have a designated smoking area. And this week's survey says, we asked many of you about the new policy. Here's what you have to say.
I personally think that it's an excellent idea for Gulf Coast to start that. I am a smoker, but I'm also a healthcare professional. It's not good for your lungs. It's not good for the people around you. I understand that there are people that don't appreciate smokers, and it actually is bad for other people because it's secondhand smoke.
I think it's a little excessive. I think that people should be respected for their habits. I'm not for smoking. I think it's a dirty habit and it's really detrimental to your health. But people are going to do it, and it's ridiculous to expect them to walk like a mile to go smoke. There should be a designated smoking area.
As a mother of a 2-year-old, I don't want him to grow up in a society where he thinks smoking's okay. I'd like to be smoke-free. He has asthma, as do I, and it's not good for him.
Well, they're not giving much choice to us students, and they're telling us, and anytime you tell an American you can't do something, we tend to do it. So, you know, there's no compromise, and honestly, I don't feel like everybody has been well informed on this situation.
If you want to be heard, go to our GC Wired Facebook page and vote in our online poll. The results will be announced during the next show.
Thank you very much, Jackie. That was very insightful. And I know for sure that's going to be a growing controversial topic in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. Thank you, Jackie. Gulf Coast State College is also home to many clubs. In this week's Club Corner, we had Ray Schofield talk to 2 members of the National Society of Leadership and Success and talk about their upcoming events and plans.
Now, would you guys like to tell us a little bit about what NSLS is?
Yeah, it stands for National Society of Leadership and Success. It's a club here on campus where the society lays out events to where we can learn how to achieve and reach our desired goals, it has life-changing lectures. We have S&T group meetings, which is where we come together and set goals and have people there to hold us accountable and just reach a higher level of ourselves. We hold speaker events 3 times each semester, and we have another one coming up soon with Kim and Robert Kiyosaki. He is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he wants to tell us why A+ students work for C- students, so it seems like it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be at 6 o'clock on November 8th in the Conference Center of the Student Union East Building, and it's free and open to the public. Anybody can come, enjoy themselves. And it's a live broadcast. He goes to one campus and they gave it to all the other chapters at the same time. So,
all right, sounds cool. So is there another event that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, as Brandy alluded to earlier, there's as our group does, we reach out to the public, and one thing that we're trying to accomplish is adopt a classroom where Bay County is trying to raise funds for students in our area for school supplies. So we're gonna host O'Charlie's is gonna host a pancake breakfast for us, November 19th, Saturday morning from 7 to 9:30, and we're asking $6 for all-you-can-eat pancakes. It'll include regular drinks, Cokes, and coffees, but anyone's welcome. We'll be trying to sell tickets. There's not really much to them, but people are welcome even if they don't have a ticket. Like I said, this is just one of the little things, sponsorship type things that we try to do throughout the semester.
Okay. And I see that you have the coupon book again. Would you like to tell us about that?
yeah, we still have some coupon books for sale. Along with the coupon books, you can also get the tickets for the pancake breakfast through our club advisor here on campus. She's in room 88 of the Student Union West building. Her name is Glenda Wood, and you can call 769-1551, and her extension is 4818. She's a wonderful lady. She can help with the coupon books. She can help with the tickets. If anybody wants further information on the organization in a whole, she'd be wonderful to go to. People can also email me at gcccleadership@yahoo.com. I'm willing to answer any questions they have and can get tickets and everything else. So,
all right. Yeah, I actually still need to pick some of these up.
You can do it. You get your money back so fast, it's crazy.
All right. So what is this last thing that you have written down here for me?
The members of the Leadership Society have all come together, and they're trying to put together an event where they can meet on Tuesday and Thursday nights right here at the bridge. And some are going to be walking, some are going to be running, but they're all just trying to log time and miles, and there's a challenge within the organization of the top 5 times. One of our members is going to pay for them to go to the 5K in December and pay for T-shirts and everything else, but we're not trying to do it just for our members. Anybody who wants to come out and walk with us, you're free to come out 6 p.m. They'll meet you there and walk with you, run with you, whatever you want, and just trying to get healthy and stay healthy all together. Keep pushing each other along. So.
And Ray, if I might add, these S&Ts are these small network teams that Brittany talked about earlier. That's what our group is all about. Most of our members had stated that a goal for everyone or for themselves was fitness, was trying to get back in shape.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of what everyone brings up. So 2 or 3 of them said, well, maybe we can make this as a chapter goal. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with this and then approach our adult chapter that covers everyone and see if maybe they can do something that's a little bigger next time.
Okay. I'll see if I can probably get involved with that too, because I'm still really unfit.
You can do it.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming. And for GC Wired, this was Ray Schofield.
Thank you, Ray. If you want to promote your club on our program, email us at mygcwired@gmail.com or send us a message on our Facebook page, GC Wired. Coming up next, I also spoke with Anne Marie Knapp, local author of A Sense of the Immortal. Here's the cover. It's a vampire novel, but not your ordinary vampire novel. It's very creative. We'll have her on the show coming up next. Your world.
Your news. Your campus.
Your news. I'm Chris Andrews.
And I'm Jackie Bostic.
GC Wired is a new program coming to Gulf Coast TV and online.
It's fun, it's entertaining.
And it's for you. Behind the camera, it's for you.
Join us. We're covering the life that is Gulf Coast State College and the community it surrounds.
Join us weekly. GC Wired, your hub for both community and campus events. Hi, I'm here with Anne Marie Knapp. She is the author of this wonderful book, A Sense of the Immortal. Now tell me a little bit about this book.
Well, it's a story about a particular woman who, in town, who meets a coven of vampires at a club called The Immortal on Grace Avenue in Panama City. And she's basically faced with a choice, whether to become immortal herself or not. And the dilemma of her story, along with some powerful and evil forces that are trying to harm her in the process.
Now I also see in the book that there's also 4 strangers, mysterious men, gentlemen. What is their role in the book?
The 4 characters that she meets are the members of the Cole Coven. They are, in fact, vampires that date back to, they were all changed in 1692 in Salem, Massachusetts. And they've relocated down to Florida, thinking that no one would expect them to be here. They've opened up this, like I said, this club, this establishment, and they're living their lives. And she becomes especially involved with one character that she falls madly in love with, and decides, getting to know the family members, would these become people that she would be close to in the future or not.
And I'm guessing that this one member that she's really close to is this guy named Connor, which, quote, he had swagger. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, Connor Blake. He's the male lead, along with my female protagonist. He has a charisma and a style about him. He's got a lot of charm, but he also has humility. So he's that very, I say he's embodiment of that character that most women would like to meet. He's he's the all-around complete package. But he is a bit brooding, and he is conflicted because he has some pain in his past, about 70 years of being almost like a vigilante. And so he's a very interesting, powerful, conflicted character, and she can identify with him because he definitely has that sense of humanity about him, despite the fact that he's immortal.
Now I also fell in love with your protagonist, Gwen. How is she different than the typical series of vampire novels that are out today? How is she different from the typical vampire lead?
Well, I've been reading vampire fiction for years. It's starting with Bram Stoker's Dracula, Anne Rice, up to some of the more recent ones. And what I've found about most of the stories that concern me is that most of the protagonists in the popular literature of this field is that they're either the teenage girl, or if it's a female, it's the single woman, late 20s, early 30s, who's a crime detective. But there's no divorce, there are no children. In other words, these characters don't represent the majority of people out there. So I wanted my protagonist to be older. I wanted her to be about 39, divorced parent, has this child, and she's a full-time professional woman as professor at a university, and give her some of that depth and that broad experience that most Americans, most people have. And in that regard, it's a very different story. She's not your classic average protagonist.
And another thing I very much love are your relations that you make to Panama City. Like you said, for example, the club Immortal is on Grace Avenue. How did the city, Panama City, help you write this book?
I just thought I live here. I've lived here for 9 years, and I'm getting to like Panama City more and more every day. There's a lot of good folks here in town. And I started thinking, wouldn't it be neat, since the story sets here, to incorporate as many of the landmarks in the city that people would know, like the Marina Civic Center, downtown Panama City, Grace Avenue, just trying to get a feel for some of these areas that people can relate to in the story. And also I mentioned Destin and Pensacola, so just the North Florida area, so people would feel like they could visualize this, the story unfolding here.
And I think everyone at Gulf Coast will love your shout out to them when you mention, what is it, Emerald Coast University?
Emerald Coast University. I thought I'd take the best of both worlds with both universities here, which are fantastic, and then combine them together, since we are the Emerald Coast, into this one school. So
now,
that's where I got the idea. Yes, very much a kudos to Gulf Coast. So.
Kudos to Gulf Coast. I think everyone
Yes.
loved that. Now, I also read on the back here, you were also a psychologist. You've been teaching at university level for the past 14 years in psychology. How does psychology relate to this book?
It's a psychological paranormal thriller and romance. So it's all about what are my characters experiencing, what are the things that are happening to them, particularly with respect to making this major life decision about whether to become immortal or not. What are the consequences of those actions behaviorally and to other people? And just in general, the villain that comes in towards the end, how he uses his powerful set of experiences, his ability to manipulate her thoughts, her feelings, her emotions from afar, how that would impact her. So from a very broad range psychological perspective, how could he induce terror in her? So I've tried to bring all those things to bear in the story.
Now, I love this book a lot, though. Where can people buy the book or order online?
They can go to Books A Million. It's on the shelves there. Also, they can go to ascentoftheimmortal.com, and there's ordering information via Bookmasters. And they can also reach me if they wanted to meet with me in person. I have some books on me that I can sign for them. That's amnap29@gmail.com.
And I think everyone should read this book. It's Ascent of the Immortal by Anne Marie Knapp. Oh, we also have an alternative new cover for 2011, 2010
Yeah,
cover.
2011, 2000.
Two covers for that. Be sure to look out for it in Books A Million next time you stop by. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of GC Wired. We'll have more about campus news and community events coming up in weeks ahead. Thank you for being here, Jackie. You're a very great anchor person. Also, one more thing. Miss Anne Marie Knapp, the author, that was here, also gave me this coin, being
awesome.
an extraordinary student's plastic, but it means a lot to me, though. So how about heads, we end the broadcast, tails, we keep going.
Sounds like a
All
plan.
right, drum roll. Heads, unfortunately. All right. For GC Wired, thanks for tuning in. GC Wired, I'm Chris Andrews.
And I'm Jackie Bostic.
Good night, good evening, or good afternoon, good day. Actually,